turn it up. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Brent, what you do this weekend? Anything good?
Boston brought a crowd with him.
big crowd outside the window. This weekend.
You didn't call me, come by the house, come by Red
No. Yeah, met up with some friends, a little bit of pool time. I spent probably 12 hours in a tractor.
Yeah,
So,
fun.
yeah. Not what was expected, but yeah. No, got a lot of work done.
You got the new house, right?
So you got like 2 hours worth of work in your 12 hours?
Yeah, I mean, we'll just say, I'm an idiot. I bought tractors, no idea what I'm doing. I just press buttons, move things, move some dirt around, and yeah.
Orange or green?
Yellow.
Yellow.
Yes.
What's Yellow Man? What's that mean?
That's the brand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So bought
Tractors.
a skid steer and an excavator, and hoping it saves me money on this build, but.
You're good
see what
at
happens.
It could cost you some too.
It could. Yeah, I might have really heavy paperweights when all this is done.
We haven't introduced Boston John. We will in a minute, but they're talking now. But you're also doing a show about when he buys his house. So
we're working with the economic development of the state of North Carolina to show the cost and how easy and to get people to move to North Carolina. So we're kind of making 2 different episodes of how we built our house, what the cost is.
Well, you got to get me in it. I mean, I'll put a shovel
Oh,
or
yeah.
something with my
I'll go outside really mad, like you did something wrong.
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun.
No, we need to.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, I went to the race. Actually, Renee made me go to the race, and I wasn't going to go to the race, but I went to the race, and I had a good time.
Nice.
It's, same thing. You know a lot more kids now, and I know Boston has kids and John and all that. And, it's funny now, the motorhome, they run back and forth and jump on you and all kinds of stuff. But
Uncle Ron.
I know where all the candy is now and all the snacks are, and Molly's running around. But we had a good time. And then I went out to the pit road, which I haven't done in forever, so that was good. He got the pole because when you do have a little, hopefully my situation get better, but he was at the pole, so it was great. The only thing is you can just walk right there, where if he's in the middle, it'd be harder to get to. So it was fun.
Nice.
And
he got the pole to make it easier for you to get
well,
you.
it's not the stripper pole, by the way.
Right.
I wish it was a stripper pole. Well, they used to have
P1.
Well, they used to have Winston girls, or they need to have I thought a girl should be in each car, but that's how I would do it. Like I would have a girl. Didn't they used to do that summer? Like Winston girls, never one in each car. I would have a girl in each car.
MotoGP does that. They have a little umbrella girl. A girl that holds the umbrella over the driver.
But that's what I'm trying to say. They could have held an umbrella for me. I would have definitely taken my crutches away.
Bristol, we will make that happen.
Yeah, I want an umbrella girl. What do you have? Now introducing our guest today, Boston Reid, who is just so you know, my friend, and he was.
How about if I let you introduce him?
Yeah, I am doing.
Okay, I see that.
I'm trying to tell you I'm trying to tell you a little bit about him.
No, go ahead.
Because he's a pain in my ass sometimes. But I knew him with Randy Dorton, and I also knew him as a race car driver when he drove for Hendrick, which is hard to get a ride with Hendricks, by the way. Back then, it was really hard. And him and Blake Fees were doing their thing, and then Rick Woodard owned a team, which you can talk about, but then I sponsored his truck, which I had my face on his truck for 6 weeks since at my house. So, and every Sunday at on Easter or Mother's Day, he texts me at 10:30, do you have any seats left for brunch? So, not a day before, not and he knows whether we've done the buffet before or whether we've done the regular service or whether the server was good, whether the server was bad. He's my little eye on the spot. But go ahead, you introduce yourself, and John's here too as well. So
glad to be on it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Now the reason I only do a day of is because now we've transitioned to real estate. If you need to answer that call, go ahead and answer that call.
Yeah, nothing important here.
Bigger name.
It's my lawyer. I won't talk to her right now.
Tell me what not to say on table
Right.
talk.
It's not good you go live and then your attorney calls.
Yeah, it's not it's about, it's good.
Yeah, Boston,
I
tell
love
us a
my
little bit
house.
about
Go ahead.
transition.
So the reason is because, going from racing now to real estate company, I don't know if I'll have showings on Sunday. Well, so if I'm not booked, then I want to bring the family here. So there's a reason behind it.
Is your name on the menu?
Wow, I was on the menu and then taken off. COVID got it.
Did you take it off because of
No,
the-
I didn't take it off. You took it off.
Maybe he stopped showing up.
No, that's not always true.
That is true.
Is your menu item? What was your menu item originally?
Calamari.
Oh.
Calamari. So okay,
Mine was the
So-
baby field.
we have
salad.
calamari.
So by the way, I am now calamari.
There you go. See, all you gotta do is to host and produce a
now-
podcast.
I'll be
and you're
honest
good.
with you. You might be on it because he's being a pain in the ass about his name.
Just don't give him the potato cakes.
His name is
My name is misspelled though, so I don't totally count it yet.
he's Brett on the thing, so he keeps bugging like Jeff Tomaszek does that. And I'm like, you know what? I want him to put you. I'll take it off because I'm redoing the names right now.
I'm like, just print one good one so then I can post it, but I can't post
you know
my
what?
name spelled
Today's
wrong.
a perfect day, but why should you be on the menu at Red Rocks?
Well, do you know how I became on the menu?
Yes.
Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Oh, I can't wait
So-
to hear this.
So when I was driving for Hendrick, they were doing a tennis exhibition outside Turn 1 on the corner of Moorhead and Highway 29. They were trying to build a tennis complex. And they had Anna Kournikova to come and play. They
I
built a
remember
court,
that.
remember?
Yeah.
And you came to me and you said, look, if you can get me tickets and you can introduce me to Anna Kournikova, I'll put you on the menu.
Oh, there we go.
And I said, okay, well, I can introduce you and give you tickets. You can put me on the menu if you want to. Well, you did. Well, that run was for like 15 years. And then COVID happened. And then you put out a post that if you come buy a $500 gift certificate during COVID to help keep Red Rocks going, you can be on the menu. So after that, then I was off.
I'll tell you what I'll do right now. If you get me, I have an idea.
It looks like I'm off the menu
And
now.
John, I have an idea. I think if you can give me, you'll get on the menu if you can give me 10 reviews. Now, you can get your kid to do a review. You can get your wife to do a review. You can get your grandmother. I don't know who does a review. Give me 10 5-star
Well, I can do
reviews.
10 reviews if you want to put me on the menu. Great.
Yeah, there
But
you go.
I'll do 10 reviews
I
anyways.
want 10 reviews, and you're on the menu. And John, I mean, I can't do it to you because you do spend a lot. You are one of our best clients, and you always seem to pay everybody's bill when they're here. We've had a few people that wanted to pay that you didn't want to pay. We don't want to mention names. So the name thing is kind of tricky because when you name it, it's like last night. I'm going through the menu. I'm trying to kick people off and kick people on. And,
yeah.
you
I
know,
was
but
kicked
when
off.
we lose a menu item, it's like my mother was kicked off because we lost the menu item, and she got all mad at me for a little bit. And I was like, Bob, you don't need to come in
Put
here.
her on Mother's Day special.
Right.
But there are people that are on and off, and there are people that I like when people like Edwin Koros, who's a commissioner, and they go, "We don't like him." I'm like, "Okay, I like him. Don't come in. I don't know what to tell you. I like him." There's a lot of people that get divorced. They don't want their ex-husband on. It's crazy. It's a crazy deal to be every name. But I appreciate you supporting Red Rocks and
that's
everything
true.
you do.
It is true.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember Anna Kournikova. She come to my house. That's back when I was wild.
If that happened, you should never be taken off the menu.
Menu.
Right.
You should
Yes.
remember if she came to the house or not.
Yes.
Correct.
Anna
Yes.
Kournikova. That's like, I mean, that was a big deal. Did
Yeah,
you
we
beat her?
we
It
played
would
tennis
still
with
be
her.
a big deal.
Yeah.
It was
I don't think you beat
McMurray.
her.
No, it was McMurray, Sadler, and myself all did an exhibition match with her. So
You know, the best thing I ever did tennis, and John, I know you played tennis, was with Mason Rudolph and Jeannie Bouchard when he dated her. She's the number one tennis player in the world at one time, women. And another tennis. And me and her played Mason and another tennis player. They did a tennis match during COVID. And I noticed that when you're 6'5", just hit it at the guy's feet because he cannot move.
Can't get down there.
Mason, he'll hit the hell out of the ball, but he couldn't move. But he's, you know.
It's best to be
He'd be a better
strategic.
pickleball player.
Basically, we won, but I won because of my partner. And so,
But it is
Pick the
true.
right partner.
Mother's Days, lunch, Easter, any holiday like that, my wife is like, "Have you talked to Ron yet?"
yeah, there you go.
I'm like, "Well, I'll do it in the morning."
What are you doing? So now, where are you selling houses at? What are you in,
Yeah, tell
like
us
Norman?
how you got from
Yeah.
NASCAR driver to
Yeah.
commercial and residential real estate.
Yeah, so I had a transition to where I had some mentors that, come and visit me. Like Danny Sullivan was an old IndyCar driver, well known, would come and visit. I met him through the racing. He would come and visit, stay at the house, and he's like, "I'm telling you, the Charlotte market is going to blow up. It's got prime position for the financial matrix, its location, its weather. I'm telling you, you ought to get into real estate." And I'm like, "Danny, I'm a driver. I'm not." He's like, "I'm telling you, you ought to get into real estate." Then other couple mentors that was like, "I think that's a place to be." So I stopped driving in 2007, got my license in 2009, started helping guys in the garage and in the motorsports industry, and then it's just taken off from there.
You know, it's funny. I didn't ask, and maybe John, I don't know if you know, or Brent, because I knew you were asking about. But how did you get to be a Hendricks driver? I mean, that is so impressive. I mean, you have no idea that back in the day to be a Hendricks driver is like driving for F1. How did you get to that point?
It meant a
in your
lot.
career?
It meant a lot. So growing up, grassroots racing, sprint cars, USAC, World of Outlaws, and you're just trying to, have a break. 17-year overnight success basically is where you're just grassroots racing and hoping they get noticed. We're lucky to have relationships with like Jeff Gordon and John Bickford, who I've known from their USAC days. And we had success. I would send them notes, making sure, hey, they saw these results, that we won races. And I think they put a bug in Rick's ear. And then, when he started a driver development deal, we were fortunately to get a call. Rick called me beginning of March one day and said, I want you to come drive my race cars, come down and visit the campus. We want to show you. I was down there 4 days later, and then they gave me an offer, and we signed it a week later. It was very simple. It was amazing.
It's funny. I just remember, as you get younger, you remember stuff. But remember, Bickford used to come with Randy. Everybody would come in. Our friend Randy Dorton, who
he was a big
built
part of
engines,
that.
John and Brent, he built the engines for Hendrick. But you and Bickford and all those used to come in. And Randy, before he passed away, he made everybody come to Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson. That meeting was at Red Rocks at 111, which is that room every week we would sit there and eat a peanut butter pie. But he was very special to me. But you were really, really good. I mean, you were, to get in the Hendricks cars, John, maybe you can tell
tough.
us. Did you know him back then, or?
I did.
We got introduced, I think,
05,
early on.
06.
Yeah, 05, 06 era. Look, it was great. We didn't have success because we kind of split that season with a couple of drivers, and we didn't have the chemistry and we didn't have the consistency, to build a chemistry with a crew chief and then the consistency. They were trying to manage like an all-star car. Jimmy got in it. Sometimes we were in it. The other drivers were in it. So there wasn't a lot of consistency. So we didn't have the success, and Rick shut his development deal down. But, from what has come of that, from relationships and meeting people, it's unreal. It's a great opportunity.
You mentioned Bickford. Tell us a little bit what projects you and him are working on.
Well,
right
he's
now.
like a dad, and known John and Carol and Jeff since 1989. And when I got the opportunity to come down here, I lived with them, and so he has been a really great mentor in life, but also in projects. So we restored a 1957 Bel Air together. And now we're on a 1966 Citroen 2CV, which is a French car that was my dad's. I rode in it as a kid. When my dad passed a year ago, the gentleman that owned it said, I have your father's car. It's been in a barn for 30 years. I'd be glad to sell it to you if you'd want it. So I called Bickford, and I'm like, do we want another project? He's like, yeah, let's go get it. If it's your dad's, let's go to get it. So now I have two boys. They, along with myself and John Bickford, usually try to work on it weeknights or weekends to basically tear it down, restore it, and now we're assembling it back together right now.
That's got to be cool.
Well, it's neat because you're using a project like that, but the memories that you're creating, the time, that's what you'll remember forever.
Absolutely.
You're learning things. I mean, John is a machinist and is teaching me a lot, but I'll never forget the memories and the laughs that you have over it.
That's awesome.
Are you selling the car, or are you trying to?
No, I don't know that I'll be able to sell it. I don't know, but it's too much
And
sentiment.
John's a
boys.
banker, so he probably got.
I think the problem he's going to have is who inhers it.
Well,
He's got two boys.
Two boys.
So are they gonna
That's the
split it
problem.
50-50?
That's correct, right?
But John, I saw you both at lunch. How's that relationship built over the years with Boston?
Yeah, so we actually were here at lunch a few weeks ago with commercial builders. And so obviously they actually asked me to introduce them to Boston because of all the work he's doing in commercial real estate. They know of him, they knew him, but they just never really connected.
Opportunity to build deeper relationship. What's nice is with
B2B.
John, B2B, right? But what's nice with John is we have mutual clients. And so you understand what the client's goals are. And from his financing background and our trying to make it happen on the real estate rights, you just work together to service the client. And that's what's neat is, when we transition to real estate, to have people like him who, okay, I was on the other side. Okay, John took care of us. Now we're trying to take care of those people. And the relationships that he's built throughout the years, and we're doing the same to support that group.
Interesting. So when you go to sell a house, you wear like your driver's suit? I mean, or do you just go like...
He's an old race playing on the TV in the living room.
I'll hold the umbrella for
Right.
him.
You hold the umbrella?
Or his
No?
helmet. I'll hold
I
his
mean,
helmet.
So fair question, but no, what you do, what's interesting is, look, when you can rub fenders with a guy at 200 mile an hour,
Right.
you can trust him, right? And so that trust is there, and
Sounds like a commercial. That's
That was pretty good.
well, it's true. Like, man, and they are just like you and I. Put our pants on, put our hats on the same way you and I do. They just get to go drive on Sunday still. But it's, they're not a big deal. And I know John treats his clients the same way. They are a big deal, but yet they just want to be treated like regular people.
I don't want to give away any Boston secrets, but I can't believe no one else has figured this out. He can handle commercial and residential real estate. So one-stop shop. So he's
appreciate
very
that.
good at both of them.
So, yeah, we do that. And that stemmed from people that said, hey, help us with our residential. We trust you. Now, go figure out we want a race shop. Go figure it out. And that's what we've learned how to do.
Come on in here, Emily, for a second. Show John Hondros what you got.
Yeah, Hugo Spritz.
Oh, hey.
Well, what's that?
Look
What do
at
we got
that.
this week? It's one of our drink specials. What is it?
Yeah,
Features.
it's actually on the brunch feature list right now, but it's Saint Germain, Prosecco, and
You got to
Silver
taste it, John.
Okay, we'll taste this.
Are you like? I mean, well, I got to ask Brooke.
Yeah, I'm not going to flare up on you. I'm not allergic to everything anymore.
Thank you. That's a drink. So you're welcome to drink it all, or Boston.
I'll
to
take
have
appreciate
I'll
that.
take it.
What about I asked you earlier, but you didn't answer. But what about when I always ask the drivers, but you never got in a fight at all? Are you just a wimp or what? I've wanted to fight. I mean,
Just because you
even
don't
at the
get in a fight doesn't
restaurant.
mean you're a wimp.
I mean, I'm just saying, like
You
people
lose
come in
a
the
fight.
bar, and sometimes you want to. Every once in a while, when they went crazy back in the day,
He's a lover, not a fighter.
You're a lover. So what?
No.
You never rubbed. You never.
Oh,
rubbed
you
it
did.
wrong?
You did, but
What was your
I was the
philosophy?
young guy. I was the young guy, young gun, as they called him back in the day, right? So you were always learning, right? I remember I got my ass chewed many times on pit road by other drivers or crew chiefs for making a mistake, but you just in that position, okay, I need to learn. I need to be better. How do I not put myself in that spot again? So I didn't have the experience or the resume.
Do you remember any one of those? One particularly? Anybody
yeah.
chew you out? Give
Oh,
us
yeah.
one story. Come on, man. You got to have one of somebody chewing you out. It doesn't matter now. You're not a race car driver. Give us some.
Well,
dirt.
it's funny because one is Mike Beam, who used to, in the truck series, used to be crew chief for Mark Martin. And I made a move at Daytona Speedway that a rookie would make, and it cost Mark an opportunity to be up front. He worked his way back up, but in the middle of the race, and Mike Beam was pissed and came down and chewed my ass while I was sitting in the car still. And you're looking at it, and Mike's resume is unbelievable.
And you
But
can't really go anywhere.
You can't go anywhere. You're just sitting there and you're like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But it's something I needed to learn. But I remember getting ass chewing. But what's neat is of those times, Mike called me, 6-7 years later and said, hey, I want you to come represent me in my house. And it's like, so how you handle that.
Yeah, you respect.
You right? I earned Mike's respect
Yes.
by listening and not fighting like you would
I know
encourage.
this. John would have fought for sure.
Been a mistake.
Right?
Yeah, you
right?
would have got out of the car, wouldn't you, John? Come on, man. You wouldn't
I'm
have
sure I
sat
would
there.
have. It's not the right thing. Absolutely.
Right.
You wouldn't teach your kids that way, but you would. I would have got out of the car.
No.
But there's moments you wanted to, but it's just, hey, may not be the right thing to do.
I mean, Max McLaughlin said he almost got in a fight with Jeffrey Earnhardt, but he was so big. That was a good story, right?
Yeah.
He's like, he looked up, and Jeffrey's like, okay, I'm done. I'm not doing that.
He kept his helmet on, didn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's funny because drivers have so much to think about. I'm thinking about I always think about, oh man, I wonder if I could go to the bathroom. And you said you never went in the bathroom in a suit. I mean, that's the thing. You got to go 3 hours, and you're thinking that if
You're
you're
pretty
sick
busy. You're pretty busy in the car, so
yeah, you're always thinking.
you're always
right?
thinking.
Is
Your-
your car, is it
your
hot?
focus. Oh yeah.
If you lost air, this happened to Briscoe this week. He had to shut his air conditioning off. Whatever that is. In
Yeah, the
his
cool
suit.
suit.
Well, how much does that affect you?
Well, I
Did
never
they even have those in 05?
Yeah, they didn't have those when I drove. Didn't
They
have
didn't
them.
have 'em.
Didn't have them.
So you're
air cooled.
Air cooled, just a vent out the side. That's it.
Wow, that would be
Technology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'd like to do about 400 laps with nothing right now. I think that'd be a good weight loss. But I would just drive around with it.
I'd hope you'd survive.
No, we always,
But it's interesting. I don't know if you've had many drivers on the show, but it's what are their characteristics because they are drivers. Like for me, I don't like any ice cubes. Everything in the car was always just ambient temperature, water, Gatorade, whatever your refreshment was. So I don't like cold drinks because I'm used to used to growing up with just lukewarm water. So you need to ask some of your drivers, what's their weird tendencies because they are a driver? Is it superstition?
Some of them we probably couldn't get them to answer on here.
I'd have a picture of the umbrella girl in my car.
Oh my God.
Every time I see, I'd be like, hey, who's that girl? No. It's
Focus.
Sponsor related.
Right.
But so what about like when you go, did you eat anything before did you always have a pre?
Yeah, a granola bar or something like
Granola
that.
bar?
That was
You
it.
didn't
Yeah.
eat the
What
Oreo sweet
did you
mess?
eat? Why I have this? Because it's kind of exciting today. So what did you eat when you had your lunch? Like that's truffle fries, so they're so damn good.
Chicken.
Chicken.
Usually
no.
something
When your
simple
mother
like
packed
that.
your lunch, your dad, whoever. When you were a kid, what did they pack you your lunch?
Peanut
bag?
butter and jelly.
And what else? What was your snack?
Chocolate chip cookie.
Okay.
Love chocolate chip
And
cookies.
then you get an apple or a pear? Or
No.
something?
No.
No. Did they write anything on the bag?
Not that I remember.
Well, Nate Cauley, his dad drew pictures, right? On the bag?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And
Yeah.
then LJ Smith, I think they say, I love you on the bag.
Right.
Right?
My wife does.
little lunchbox.
My wife packs our boys' bag, and she puts a note in there for every lunch.
Okay, there
That's
you
cool.
go. Yeah, I think I never got that.
I never got that either.
So, what about you, John? Did you
Don't
have-
screw up.
What did you eat?
I remember going to the cafeteria lines. I didn't have packed lunches.
What'd they serve at your cafeteria? Do you remember?
I mean, it was cardboard pizza. I do remember that.
Did you get the milk carton?
milk carton? Yeah, the miniature one.
What was your
Right.
Twinkie or a Suzy Q or what was it?
I don't remember the brand names. I really don't.
You just had something. So I had a server told me to try. I want you all to try this. It's an Oreo cookie.
I'll let you try it first.
Selena
Yeah.
Gomez.
Selena Gomez
Yeah.
Oreo.
So she told me this, what she liked.
Wonder how
So
much they paid for
Selena
this.
told you?
I paid it. Chris, did you get one from? No, you got to get one here.
Here,
you go.
I'll throw you a cookie.
Here you go. Take the top one.
Thanks, sir.
Not bad.
This wouldn't be bad for lunch, kid. Right? Not bad. It's an Oreo cookie. That's what she ate. So what I'm saying is everybody had a different meal. What about
I don't.
Hold on, I
just-
want to ask you a question.
yeah.
Because you give me a hard time about being on the menu. Where did the idea come from for you to put people on the menu?
I owned Jocks and Jill's back in the day. Scott Burrell was my roommate. He played NBA. And I put his name on the menu there. And they were like, why would you do that? And I said, because he's my friend. And when I bought Red Rocks back in 1998, I said, how can I market the place? And I started putting names on the menu, and that's how I did that. And
It's a great idea.
Well, people will come.
It worked.
It's a great
it works.
idea.
It works, but you really have to, we kind of, it's kind of funny because we do move names around when I don't see them, like when people move and, not on purpose. I think Lance McGrew just moved. Shout out to Lance, but if you did move, I'm here in rumors.
If they might not notice that they're gone.
No, then you have new friends and old friends like Brent.
Get it.
He's been real helpful with when I got hurt a little bit, and I'm just in rehab, and he's been over my house, and I think there's a lot to that. It's not just be on the menu. You have to have my phone number. You can't just be on the menu. You got to have a relationship with me. But
How'd you get on the menu?
but
John?
items do fall
I
off.
think coming here very often, bringing clients.
But I think it's one of the
Corporate
things.
outings.
And pictures on the wall. I think that was one of the things I did. We used to have. Remember the Cristal bottles when they won a race?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you framed them up there.
even
Yeah.
Denny, he'll never. Kyle Larson said to me, I'll never forget it. He said, "I don't want to ever be on the menu until I win a race," and he won a race. And then Denny, I looked forward to see if I could find a clip, but he won that race, Bud Shootout, and Todd Braun said he never won a race. By the way, shout out to Todd. But the first race he got in, and I always tell the story. Denny was, just a, young kid. But I remember all of his crew people way back here, and they were drinking Louis and shit, and his tab was $4,000. And back then it was a lot.
Big.
Right. And he said, don't worry about it. They're going to make me win a race. And no shit, the first race he won, it out of the car, he said, now I could be on Red Rock's menu. I swear to God.
That's cool.
So I do think the people that got on the menu that said that, I thought was kind of,
That's cool.
to get on the menu, you have to win a race. So, but you run a race in life. Like, you've always been good to me, Boston, no matter what. John and Brett, so it changes. But when I do take somebody off, sometimes it's a mistake. Like, I don't even know it
happens.
menu items change, and I don't know you're off. I have to kind of, watch it. So,
How'd you get into restaurant business?
well, that's a long story, but I was going to be a lawyer, and I was going to be I wanted to be John F. Kennedy when I was younger. So I went to Indiana University in Bloomington with Mark Cuban went, and I actually got the quad, Wilkie Quad. If you ever shout out to Indiana University Wilkie Quad, but I was the first freshman president of Wilkie Quad, and I was going to do that. And my dad, back in the day, it was a lot to go to Cincinnati and Indiana. And my sister went to Cincinnati for engineering, and she was further along. So then my dad got laid off, and I had to transition to Robert Morris College. But that's what I wanted to do. And I ended up meeting Jack Buderak, who started Chi-Chi's, and then I knew all the owners, Bob Brooks from Hooters. I met Joe Rollins. I was always getting to the owner. I was smart. Then I learned from them a lot. I just think that in a restaurant or in any business, in your business, you got to be able to listen to other people and make sure that you're able to. A lot of people don't want to listen to other people's ideas. So I was the chef at Red Rocks in 1998 when I bought into Red Rocks. I was back in the kitchen, like you would come with a chef jacket, and John would, one of the first things John sat down was, what do you want to do? You want to be a cook? Or do you want to be front of house, back of house? I'm like, dude, I'm a maitre d'. But I was fun. I would cook like Auntie Mason to Alonzo Mourning to, Larry Johnson. They would all come in after the games. I'd have to cook. Like me and Angelo, he's still with me. And we'd really have to, I wish we had a camera because you don't understand. Like when Auntie Mason would get a double burger with double cheese and double bacon, he died of a heart attack at 48. But my point is, and they would all, like ribs and Cajun pasta, and they all would go, if you pay for my meal, I'll never come in here. And that's all they always said. Like, we want to support you, Ron, for who you are.
Yeah, they just wanted to be treated like normal.
And that meant a lot to me, and that showed me a lot. In Europe, it's like that, where some people, they expect something maybe. Sometimes I do when I go to a restaurant, like I'm thinking, like, they buy me a dessert or just offer me something, I feel better, special. But I think that was one thing I learned from all of them, is that. But that's how I got in. Then, obviously, we came up here and then had friends here, and, but, it's like any other business. You got to keep pushing.
So what year did you come up here to Lake Norman?
2003.
22 years?
October 11th, 2003. And then my mother's birthday, by the way.
Very nice.
I think I got divorced on that date. Married on that date. Something like that.
Good and bad on that date.
Actually, we got married. My first wife, I got married October 11th, 2023. And I made sure that I opened Red Rocks on September 25th, 2023. Okay. So it was a little bit before. But that's, it all worked out. We got lucky here, and you still got to drive with all this competition. But this show's not about me. This show's about you, Boston and John. I know you've asked because you never really asked me that, but it's been a...
Well, I didn't know if the public knew that. What got you into it and how it started.
Well, yeah,
that's why we're here. It's your table talk.
Yeah, it's about us. It's really, to be a winner, you have to include everybody, and that's why we did the podcast with a bunch of. Brent's done a great job with a bunch.
Are we
of
selling
different
hats
people.
too? Ronnie hats.
Yeah, Ronnie hats, and Michael, who's usually on the show. He's done a great job.
Where's Michael on vacation again?
He's up in Maine.
So the last 8 shows, I haven't seen him for like 4 of those. I don't think.
He
statistician over there.
Yeah, I know you watch
Taking notes.
Look, we have to have quality of life as a owner of the
absolutely.
Table Talk, so we want him to have a quality of life, and he's smart. He's with Mark.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's up there eating lobster
Father-in-law,
on
boss.
the beach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
All right. So I tell you, I took my boys to Assembly Hall for their first collegiate basketball game because my sister went to IU.
Okay.
I'm a big Bobby Knight fan. Grew up in Indiana.
There
IU
you
was
go.
it, right? There's another black and gold school, but IU's it. But how'd you get into financing? How'd you make your way to? Was it SunTrust at the time, and then Truist?
So actually, prior to that, right out of college.
I probably should know this when I recommend you to clients.
No, it's fine. So
It's good for me to hear.
Good question. Born and raised in Winston-Salem, worked at a family vending business, counting money in a vault, and Family Feud was going down on how much money I was going to get paid. I said, I'm going to go work for a bank. My sister works for a bank. Went into management training program at BB&T, but it wasn't available at the time because I graduated in 3 years in a summer school class. Most of my peers and my family thought I got kicked out of school. Came home early, but I actually graduated early. Tried to save that money on tuition.
Graduated early from
a year early from college.
Wow.
Yeah. 3 years in summer school.
See, did you know that? I mean, that's impressive. That's why he's where he's at.
So there wasn't the training program was not available for 6 months, but they said we have a teller position for you. So I was a bank teller at BB&T for 6 months back in '98. Went to customer service, retail loan officer, managing people, a branch, retail branch, and then retail. Actually managed 5 retail centers, so that's 45 people. So just basically learning retail banking.
Okay.
Then got into commercial banking, understanding lending.
Still in Winston-Salem area.
All in Winston-Salem for 5 years. Then when left, my wife was a publicist when I met her through Michael Waltrip in NASCAR. So she was traveling 38 weekends a year, Thursday morning to Sunday night. It's like, this marriage is going to work. I don't want to be home by myself every weekend. So I said, I should probably start traveling to the racetracks. Well, I was getting more banking business at the track than I was sitting behind a desk in Winston-Salem at a bank. That's kind of how it started. We moved in '04 to Birkdale Village, right here around the corner from Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Could walk here for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Actually, we weren't opening for breakfast, but lunch and dinner. And maybe brunch. So
Well, you stayed late night and you
brunch.
might have slept on the booth.
Probably thought I was eating breakfast.
So this was all still with BB&T.
So BB&T was at first through '98 to '02, and then SunTrust '04.
When you came here, then you...
It was all SunTrust
all
when I came here.
SunTrust. You got the opportunity to... Okay.
Exactly. So SunTrust is the one that started the motorsports private banking, traveling to the racetracks.
Yeah.
And 20 years of that, and then we full gears, 25 years now together.
How many
Isn't that
kids?
fun? Isn't that ironic?
I know.
Like,
How many kids later?
Two boys, 20 and 18. One at UNC Wilmington. The other was a senior at South Lake Christian Academy.
That's got to be full circle for starting at BB&T, transitioning to SunTrust, then Truist, and then the merger with
Exactly.
back with BB&T.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of work.
It's fun though.
Hey, when
Enjoy it.
when I came down here from Indiana, it was introduced to John, and it was like, hey, if you need a bus loan, if you need a house loan, if you need anything driver wise, you call John. And John made it happen. And what I've learned now is from the real estate world that they're held to guidelines and restrictions that they got a loan with. But he would be always willing to understand, hey, it's based on the guy's contract, not necessarily the money that he's earned. He's not getting the same amount every week like a normal job. And he stuck his neck out on the line for many guys for them to succeed and have a better quality of life by loaning.
Well, you were in that motorhome 38 weekends a year. Had some more times in that motorhome than you were sitting in your house.
Speaking of motorhomes, I did talk to John at the bus. He said a lot of people now are getting away from the motorhomes, and they're going to be pulled. Now, I don't know what this means, Sean. You would have to know, but they have a truck.
Pull behind.
A pull
camper
behind.
or a fifth wheel.
And what's that going to change? How much difference does that
A
make?
lot less expensive and a lot less maintenance. And you
Because-
actually have a truck that you can actually use while you're there.
Yeah,
while you're
park
there.
it
Smart.
and go drive to the store if you need to.
Yeah, it's a brilliant idea. New concept.
And
Yeah.
those bigger fifth wheels are a lot nicer now too. So
They are.
It's funny how even that position. We need to get a bus on, like John on here. How he has to sleep and how he's got to crawl up over the furniture to go to the bathroom and like some of the stories he's telling me. Like, but speaking of the RVs, like, so are you seeing that? Do they finance them through you, the RVs usually, or?
Most of them now are paying cash for those or other ways of financing. But-
John's at this level.
I mean, no. But back to Boston's,
Yeah, but if you're
first
making,
initial conversation, when I met everyone, if you lead a relationship with a loan, if you can lend them money, you gather all their financial information, all of their assets, all their liabilities, then you can uncover other needs that they may have. But also, they were young; they didn't have anything. They had to have a loan to get this motorhome. They couldn't.
Somebody had to give him a
afford it.
shot.
Yeah.
And John gave a lot of guys that most people don't know on Sundays, Saturdays, and Sundays the shot.
well, the driver pay is different now too. Than it's kind of going down, right?
Just depends on who you are.
No,
who
but
you're
I'm
driving.
just saying.
I'll let you handle that one, John.
No, but I think that's the problem. What I see, and I'm not talking about the Denny and NASCAR thing at all, but I always have a problem in NASCAR where I see a baseball player like Juan Soto hit a grand slam making $700 million contract. So that's what. Then you got Mika Parsons and whatever. I think it's Mika. He gets, what it was with the Cowboys, like $50 million a year. Okay, that's baseball, that's football, basketball. They're making $50 million a year, and then NASCAR. It seems like you had that. If you look on, you can look at anybody's salary, but I think a driver making $15 million, Jeff Gordon's $14 million, and now they're making $1 million because they can get away with it. And I don't understand why is that happening in the sport.
Well, I don't think you're. Yeah, I think that's it depends on how much money you have in for sponsors, how much it costs to run and operate the car, the equipment is expensive. Traveling.
Well, I think the problem is it seems like that. I agree and disagree with that. I think that NBA spreads their money through the teams. Now, Major League Baseball, it's a good thing and bad thing because the Pirates, the Tampa, they don't really care. The owners, they're making $50 million. They don't have to do crap. They don't sign people because they don't have the TV market. But what I'm saying is, if NASCAR could give more money out, I think the sport could get better. It just seems like drivers' pay shouldn't go down in this sport.
Fair, and I think it has, but yet where John and his team has stepped up, and we've done this on a couple times, is they now are helping financial advise and other avenues for revenue for these drivers. Hey, make a little bit, go put it into real estate, go put it into something
You
else.
don't always have to have all your
opportunities.
money in the stock market or in the bank. You may have other lines of businesses, outside
Well,
businesses, other than driving.
I
a
get
car.
that, but I'm still saying the average driver. Say you get a driver now for $2 million, right? You feel like you got a deal, right, or $1 million. Those drivers, it's a lot of money.
But a lot of the things you're reading that maybe their base salary, they do have contracts where if they win a race, they may get $1 million bonus or a $100,000 bonus. If they
Right.
top 5 in points, top 10 in points. There's so many other things in these contracts that are performance
Correct.
clauses.
Performance.
And
Well,
it's
the
based.
guys
If
with
they
that one
perform,
make
they get
$30
paid.
million, John. They make $30 million.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed, 30. I'm just saying, I think the sport could do itself justice, NASCAR or whoever does that, to support, because sponsors are harder to get, to support the drivers. I just think the drivers,
See, I think
or maybe I'm wrong. I could be totally
Yeah.
wrong. I just see it from the outside. I don't see it because I'm friends. I see it as a business model. Why don't we try to, what happened? Why would the guy that I always tell Jordan this with Denny. You need to go to the track. You never know when he's going to hit that wall. And damn shit, he hit that wall in California, and I was there, and he could have died. They were more worried, even though he almost broke his back. He was this close to breaking his back, all the way. I forget those bones down there.
L5, S1, something.
But they were worried about his head more than anything. But I'm just saying, that's the only sport you're one slip away. Now they changed a lot, but you're one.
It's safer now.
So I don't know. I just feel like, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I think there's been a shift of easier to find rich kids than find a sponsor.
Yeah.
So I think that's diluted what they're
Good
paying.
point. Good point.
Because if I find a rich kid, his dad puts his company on there, or the kid doesn't need any money at all. Now they go and sell the sponsorship for almost nothing, and the kid doesn't really care if he gets paid anything. So I think it's heavily weighted more towards that than going out and spending the time and actually finding a sponsor that's going to spend $5 to $20 million.
And I don't know this because I don't know Connor, but it just, I was so impressed to have Connor Zelich, Shane Van Ginsberg, what's his name, the Helio in my room, Justin Marks, and Ross Chastain when they had their party. And I crutched it. I was so like, you ever get like, you want to get a picture with all of them, but you can't? That's how I felt. I mean, you got the best Indy driver, you got the best road course driver, and you got Connor. But where did Connor come? Does anybody know what his story is? Anybody know?
Go-karts. Right? I mean, go-karts.
But did his family
Yeah.
have money? I think he did it because he can race, right?
I think his talent elevated him.
Right. So there's that fact too. When they say that, it's like this guy knows how to race a
talent.
car,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
one thing that I'm most proud of in my career from reaching to Hendrick is I never bought a ride, ever. Never paid for a ride from grassroots
talent.
all the way up. Didn't,
Well, I'll tell you a funny story about we talked earlier about was the when Rick Woodard sponsored you, and Rick was. A lot of people in the truck series, if you don't know Brent, they didn't really have the money, but they wanted to own a team. But they had money. They might only had $1 million, but they really needed $3 million, right? But they had $1 million. It's like when Jay Wright ran the team. He always was. You just have a little bit to get a little more. But I sponsored this car, and him and Henry Sadler. It happened twice, where they had no sponsor. So I just told Rick, "Well, you can eat free when you come in." And I was on that truck, which I showed you. It's in my house when you come out my room. I always brought it, but right now I can't lift anything. But I've been on that truck how many weeks? 5 weeks?
hey, you were on there for a while.
And I
didn't know the arrangement.
And I had a picture on the car.
He's like, I would have came and eaten here more.
right? No, my picture was great because then I was single. I think. Well, I think.
Well, I think.
I think. But I mean, I can show people there's
In your
I'm on
mind,
a
you're
race car.
single.
And I didn't tell people they paid. You know, I told people it was.
You bought a burger.
No, I always wanted to support the sport, like David Stremme or any one of them one that gave me a deal. I always said it was $50,000 or $100,000, so it didn't devalue the sponsorship. Because sometimes I will get like Phil Parsons or whatever. You know, can you buy the tires? You know what I mean? And to me, when I did that, I felt really good to help somebody out because somebody helped me out. Mm-hmm. But that's where the sport is. You know, that's where I was with the sport. But I don't know what's going to happen now. Hopefully, you know, I guess they're doing well, John. How many drivers you represent?
We have a lot of them. I don't even know the count on, but we have a lot of them that are retired as well and still up and coming. We don't just help NASCAR. You know, it's all motorsports. Yeah. So and I've got a great team that
PGA too. You got some PGA
yes,
guys.
PGA,
Yeah.
NFL, NBA. I'll tell you the NIL stuff. I know y'all have talked a little bit about it, and you've actually don't you have one sponsorship going with a basketball player?
Yeah, LJ Smith.
All right. Yeah, high school player.
He's number 5 in the
country.
And the funniest thing about LJ is he's so young, but like $750, he said thank you. I mean $750 to me back in school, but he came in with his friend and he said you don't have to buy my dinner. And I said no, I want to buy your dinner tonight. And so that just by him saying I'll probably get dinner forever.
Absolutely.
But he came in with his little buddy and they ate dinner. But yeah, I think so you're doing a lot of that. That's a big thing.
It is,
Yeah.
and it's more about, you said it earlier, financial education. We want to educate these guys on, you know, what to do with their money. Get a $100,000 check doesn't mean you can spend $100,000. You got the taxes that are going to have to come out.
K1.
That's if you have an entity. A
Oh, right,
business
whatever it is. 1099.
1099.
There you go, yeah. Well, you know, I wish, you know, it's funny you say that, John, because I wish somebody had me in the, like, only thing about me, which hopefully you're better by next year, but my injury, I've slowed down. But it's funny how you just, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to buy some NVIDIA. I'm going to buy some, what are we buying now?
PUBC.
PUBC at 4.5 cents a share.
Oh, no, not in penny stocks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me and him. Not a lot. I have 10,000 shares. Not a lot.
It's pure entertainment, though.
Yeah, it's just a pure entertainment. It's not for, but yeah, I agree with that. Do you help all the drivers do that, or you and?
Yeah,
Well,
when you ride
they'll-
a house,
they'll make their way up, you know, and create a little bit of wealth, and they'll go, okay, what do we do? And that's where John, his team, or us may come and say, hey, we want to go buy a income producing property, and how do we, you know, together collectively make sure that it's achieving what their goals are? It's like, hey, I want a certain return. Maybe John advise them, do some stocks, do some real estate, diversify. We'll get the call and say, hey, go help them find something.
Yeah, that's smart, but.
Well, what's nice is to
What
work with
about-
people like John, because not only you may not sell them something right then because you're advising them on a good or not, you know, not a good decision. So that's where his team and myself can work together to be like, hey, I may not touch that, right? That may not be a good deal. And I think those people appreciate it because you're not just yes men. And John's team and we're not yes men. We're like, hey, we'll tell you.
Well, I mean, I think that there's a lot of people that own houses that shouldn't own the house they're in.
I think that's pretty common in just the U.S.
when
in
you're worried
general.
about what furniture you're putting in the house. I mean, even the house furniture for like my house is sick. I mean, it's like I just did a new oven, another oven. Like I'm like,
it's always something. It's always a project.
yeah. Even the landscaper, the pool guy, well, you're doing tractors over here, and John is the only guy I know. He sells a house. He made money. The most money I've ever seen on the street. He lives on my street. I didn't get the most money ever. I don't know how he conned that guy. Not conned him, but I did that guy. No, he got it with the furniture. I think he told me to cut his grass. I saw him cutting the grass.
Still cleaning the pool over there.
And then he went on the watermark. Next thing you know, he left there because he didn't like how they walked the dogs or something.
Now I'm right down the street from
Yeah,
you.
that was right down the street. I
It's all one level house, Ron. You might want to come check it out. It's pretty nice.
It could be for sale.
why don't you tell
dual representation.
Tell him the golf cart story, John. Why don't you just tell
Oh,
him that?
this is great. Yeah, Ron's driving down the road and he just ran out of gas right in front of us, right in front of our house.
Well,
Didn't know what to do.
Electric, yeah.
Yeah, we pulled it right in. We charged it up for him, took him home.
Yeah, well,
no problem.
I was like,
You coming
were you
from
there,
a
right?
basketball
You were
game
there?
at Denny's house?
Were you there at Denny's house when I ran out of fuel?
You know,
I
the
don't
next
think
week
so.
his daughter ran out
Was
of scooter ran out of. I guess say gas, battery, the
Battery.
same exact
Oh, Denny's.
location.
They're
that
like,
your,
we
your
know
golf cart
John
ran
pays
out.
his electric bill.
Yes, we pay electric bill. We just leave a
Stop
charger
it
out
right
front now.
Well, I
plug
was
in.
like, it started going 2 miles an hour. Like, oh my gosh, it's really going to happen. Like, and I'm really not in a position to go a mile to my house.
It was a long way.
And I'm like, okay.
I wouldn't have wanted to walk that
This is
far
Sean
either.
Martin. So I got people, I'm hitchhiking down the street. I got people pushing my golf cart in his. He drove me home, and then we charged it up. But I learned a lot about battery charge, but I do appreciate you living on John Connor.
That's right.
All right, speaking of wild stories, I want you to think about what's the wildest thing that you've been called to help purchase or finance. Do you have a lot of people that get introduced or meet at Red Rocks and you hear relationships? I was always curious about that, like a restaurant. Do you have people that meet at your place
I have to
or
tell you, I have
good
to tell you-
stories?
I have to tell you a story that it's sad, but it's good. So there's this guy went up to the bar and had to get his check paid. Guy had a Tennessee shirt, real good looking, from Winston-Salem. I should have got his name, with his wife. And I said, hey, I'm sorry, whatever. He goes, no big deal. I got it. I started talking to him. He goes, what are you doing down here? He goes, you know what? First time I got out in 3 months, he goes, I said, what's going on? He goes, I had a cardiac arrest, and I died. And they put me back, whatever they do, right? And then 2 months later, they did the same thing, right? And he said, I fear going out, but they're going to get better. He goes, December, I'll be able to drive. But I think there's all kinds of stories that I get. But that was one of this guy is in really good shape. You would never know. And he told me that story. So there's a lot of stories here that, I get that are good and bad. At the other store, particularly in 1992, we used to feed the class of, 42, class of 55, but a lot of people pass away, and it's kind of, we're surrounded by 5 churches there, but that's kind of a, that the $1 bill used to come in, we have a plaque on the wall. But there's only 2 plaques on the wall we have. $1 bill down there, $2 bill. Because every time you tip with $2 bills. And then we have Jason Lefferts on the VIP table. When he passed away, we put him on the car. So there's 2 plaques in our restaurant.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a $2 bill, right?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. But I've never had,
Do they still print those?
Absolutely.
I think that's the hardest part about owning a restaurant. It's not really the people that people want, or they, even me with, when you go through something differently than other people. So that's the best thing. Probably like a banker, like you're doing. You know what I mean?
What's the wildest thing you've
Yeah,
had
so
to call?
there's one.
No names.
Yeah,
no names.
One of them. He's back in the day, but I can't talk about that one. But it had to do with a poll. The other one, in I think it was 2004. Prominent driver came and said he wanted to buy a dirt track in the middle of nowhere, and they didn't have any books. And there was all cash business.
It's all cash.
All cash business.
Pick gate
somehow
money.
we figured out a way to do it. I knew I was at the right bank. When we figured out
when
how
you
to
can
do
get that
money.
through underwriting.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they took everything into consideration. They saw who was buying it, and they saw who was selling it, and how long they owned it for. And they said,
Can you get that done today?
No, sir.
Right? We were blessed at those times.
Those were SunTrust days.
Exactly.
That's a funny story. Not a funny story. Speaking of cash, have you ever heard of Quincy's going to Darlington? If you go on the toll road and you make a right and you make a left, you'll see Quincy's. But they have. I was telling Ray, this place is packed. And I'm like, wonder why they're packed. So we went back the other way and we saw the sign, $12.50 cash only.
Cash only.
Right? So I'm
Cash
thinking,
only.
so that guy there is going to have problems with the,
Yeah.
but he was cash only.
He was worried about today, not selling in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, I don't know, boss, if you know much, what he does, right?
He finally called you by your right name.
He did.
Brent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. Now just to change it in a minute.
Not Brett anymore. It's
Yeah.
Brent.
Brett, I mean,
Brent.
Yeah.
Brent.
Actually, funny story is John actually took me to my first NASCAR race.
Oh, he
I
did.
did
Evans.
not know that.
Yeah, Martinsville. I don't
That's a
know.
good one.
2007,
Did you
try a hot
6
dog?
maybe. I did actually. Yeah. No.
They're the best.
Yep.
I
Which
love
one,
them.
the hot dogs?
Oh man, Martinsville hot dogs are
Yeah.
my favorite. The
Yep.
little red rocket.
I used to take Robin there to that track when we dated. That was.
I
a good
saw
track.
Robin last week in Charleston.
God,
She
we got.
moved.
I mean, she was always late. It's funny going that track, and hung over. But that track there, that's when Jimmy Johnson raced Denny. I used to know a lot when they could take weight out of the car to make sure they got qualified. I knew about marbles up top. And who won your first race? You remember?
No idea. Yeah.
No idea.
No, I was just taking it all in. Like I said, first race, no idea whatsoever. Actually met John for the first time that morning, and we went to the race. And then
Why? How'd you meet?
My cousin.
Street? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
From
yeah,
Winston-Salem?
yeah. He was visiting his parents. I was at my cousin's house, and my cousin's like, "Hey, my buddy's gonna go to the races. You want to go?" Sure.
Sure, come on.
Yeah, and then now I don't know, 20-something years later, I'm partly living at his house as I'm moving, and now he's helping me, fund and help me build a dream home. So yeah.
What was your first race? Do you remember, like, when you went? Did you go to a track before meeting Brooke?
So I remember the first NASCAR race I ever watched was the one that Michael Waltrip won and Dale passed away.
Yeah.
It's the first one. My dad was a big sports car guy, so we'd go to Road America, Road Atlanta, Porsche.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was called, Grand Am back then. Maybe even not before that, but it wasn't
cool.
IMSA. But the first race was quickly after Daytona. So I remember going to Chicago. I've never been to Chicago. Not to say the race, but the city. Went to California, Sonoma. Never been to Sonoma. I'm mad.
Right.
God, I went to Salem. I went to the Bahamas and Aruba on family vacation in Myrtle Beach. That was it. And then started traveling to all these places with Michael and Brooke.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Ron, what was yours?
Well, I don't know. I got to think. I don't even know. I just know we were in a suite and we pulled
Sweet.
Of course.
names
Must have
out
been
of
some Vegas.
No, we did. We pulled numbers out of the hat, and that's how I learned NASCAR because I was like, I probably had like Mike Walsh or somebody, or and I followed that car all the way around. That's how I learned. But I think my best one ever because I almost died.
Yeah, what's your best?
One of my
experience?
best. Well, obviously with Denny, obviously all the stuff I've done with him, but probably when Ray Abraham, I met him in the by that church. He used to be the helicopter.
Oh yeah.
And he took me when Casey Kane won the $1 million. That was
Number
kind
9
of cool.
Dodge.
Yeah, that when he won that, and then I never forget because I always think about it. I walked to the right out of the plane, out of the helicopter, and I almost got struck by the damn thing. I remember Ray goes, no, man, he doesn't remember. But that's every time I drive by that damn thing, I think I'm going to hit that. But that was one of my. Because I never really done experience like that. And then obviously when I met Denny, we flew to places, and there were so many good stories there. I mean, I can't even tell you the number of stories we've had.
Well, that's why I'm curious for any of you guys is the sport has been so blessing for the experiences.
Yeah.
Well, the friendships.
The friendships, but also then stuff you get to do outside via the sport. You meet in games or entertainers or anything.
And helping folks go to their first races, you know, and now, yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, one of the hats I have is all we do is win. I mean, you feel like when Denny wins, like when he won in Vegas that year, in COVID, it was just me and Charlie because nobody could go.
You have invested interest.
Right. And I went there and I go, we did it.
What's the hat going to be this year?
The hat's right now all in, but I was thinking about making a hat like 12, 11. I like what LSU did. If you don't know, LSU Tigers beat Clemson. But they put 1-0 on their shirts. I thought it was a good idea. They've always lost their first game in the last 5 years.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So what they did was they put 1-0. Subliminate.
That was their goal.
Want to know?
Which I thought was
somewhere.
They won, right? So I'm thinking now for Denny, if I did like a 12 hat, 11 hat, 10 hat, 9 hat, 8 hat, 7 hat, every race that he had or something. I don't know, but right now it's all we do is win. We have a bunch. I mean, there's so many slogans, but we've done it so long. LFDGH, and I don't know. But now we have my own running hats company, which you bought some hats, cheap shade, chump change.
Yeah, I see
but
them
now we have the new hat coming out. That Marcy's back, the no excuses hat, because I think that's part of. A lot of people make excuses how they can't do something. They're always an excuse. So, there's like now, like if we're down on sales, there's an excuse instead of saying we were up last month, we were even. It's pretty good for all the restaurants open, but how do you get above? And you got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting. That's another one. You got to keep fighting no matter what.
I want to ask before, how hard was COVID? I mean, how hard was it to survive that and come out on the other end and be successful, pick the momentum up like you guys did?
I mean, it was hard, and we had to do stuff organically, feeding the police and feeding the fire stations.
Or get creative.
My best story is probably when Marty Smith came in, and 2 stories I have, but him buying 2 bottles of wine to see if I had any wine. He said, just give me 2 bottles for $100, I'll give it to you. People that did that. And I had another guy, Pepper. You remember Pepper? crazy guy. I always had parties. He says, I don't drink wine, but I have girls come to my house. Just give me $200 worth of wine. When they come over, just give me house wine. So I think there's a lot of good stories like that. The people that really helped you out, and the menu thing, I did $500, but you don't know if you're going to get out. But PPP and ERTC helped us. But I think all that helped us. You know what I mean? So
is there anything on the other side that you're like, hey, this is a good outcome of it? We changed a different process. To-go orders, takeouts, anything that you guys evolved here at Red Rocks that are better?
Takeout.
Yeah.
I remember, the only time I had a cook in 10 years for a while was DoorDash, and Austin Payton came in, and I was on the fry guy. They got smashed, and I didn't know how to shut it off. Like, my people, you could shut it off. We didn't know how to shut it. We were out of
We just keep going.
Sounds about right.
So it's me. There's another guy on the grill. I don't even know his name. We had a guy from Redstone. I don't know, Jose, whatever. We're on it. And I'm on fries.
Sorry,
and Austin Payton comes back and goes, hey, it's been like, 50 minutes. I'm like, oh, I know. And I'm sweating. But the only good thing about being the owner, I know how to do like every position, right? So I'm just dropping, but I can do it. I'm dropping 10 fries, 10 chicken fingers, 10 whatever I had. If I waste it, I don't care. We're getting out of the weeds. I told that guy, whatever we're selling a lot, don't worry about wasting right now. We're going to get out of the weeds. And that's one thing I learned. But, I mean, you learn about people and who stays, and you learn a lot who your friends are. I mean, I could tell more stories about people. The gift card thing, we paid $500 to be on the menu. Whatever. We had to survive. I just think people who crawl in a hole don't know how to get out sometimes. You need help. I could write that book about that, and probably a fire. If you have the fire in the restaurant was more stressful than COVID, I think, because when I had the fire, you weren't here. We were closed, and you got the fire marshal, and you got people around town. And Troy Stafford told me they were talking about me burning down the place. I just got back. I got back from Vegas at 9 a.m. I literally got back. The red eye 8:30, and they said my place was on fire. You know what I mean? I'm like, no. I'm saying, come on. And then I'm in that Kim, you can see my phone, ding, 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 and that was a hard deal because you didn't know.
How long were you down for?
6 months, but it was 2 months because the insurance company, they had to figure out who was in blame. What happened was one of those hood vent, the cup, they call them little cups on top of where the stuff shoots out, Ansel system.
The hood.
It was clogged. And we get them cleaned. So they were going after the Fire Pro people to get them. I didn't want a business, but that was a big deal. You would never know, but that's how when it hit. And then now they have, it's so stupid. You have a stainless steel fire extinguisher next to your stainless steel means it can put the fire out instead of like water on. So basically when we sprayed it with the fire, it got up in the Ansel system. And then when it got up the Ansel system, it caught grease on fire, which then caught the building on fire. And then you have new codes. But that was stressful. Anything I've ever done, no doubt. Dealing with that insurance company, you don't know what you're going to get. But COVID was stressful, obviously, because of people. But we were, the only thing I did was I kind of looked the other way when we started opening. You know what I mean? When people yelled at me about being too close and all that. I said, just don't come in. And I was probably, I'm not sure if I was right or wrong because I'd killed someone that felt bad. But I didn't really, if you want to eat here, you eat here. You don't want to eat, don't, so.
Yeah,
but,
I agree.
Come out stronger. I mean, you probably learned a lot.
I learned a lot. I think it's like anything with our business. John's been here. I like listening to people, good or bad. That's why I like my friends coming. You have a business like you. You really want to have reviews, good or bad. And I'm serious. I need 10 reviews. So
on what company?
Any company, Google,
Yelp, what?
Google, Open Table are good because you get a lot. Okay, give an example. There's somebody on that wrote a long story about how bad Red Rocks was, right? And I'm like, I come the next day and I'm like, what happened to this guy? Like, oh, we banned him. Whoever it was, don't want to mention names. We banned the guy, and so you wonder what happens. But sometimes you get people to write reviews. Now I like the reviews that are true. The burger took too long, or I
feedback. That's feedback.
If you tell me like my steak was give an example of steaks. Steaks are, just so you know, steaks are supposed to be aged over 30 days. So if you go to the grocery store, they're about 21. That's why they're redder. but the longer the age, the better. So if I hear a complaint, the first thing is I think we overaged it because you don't want to have a steak over 60 days, or you underaged it. So like recently with the ribeyes, I felt like for some reason the ribeyes are really good, but I'm going to make them better. I'm going to go to 40-day age. The problem when you go 40-day age, you got to make sure you rotate the steak. So if you're at home, the longer you have that thing, it won't go bad in about 60 days. But the longer you have it, the better. But that's, so when somebody would give a review about it, that's one thing about me being a chef a little bit. But like Lauren and Renee don't think I can cook. I can cook. Trust me. I can give it. How do you think you did the menu?
Is it hard for you to go to other places and eat?
Yeah,
and not
always,
be
yeah.
critical or?
Well, you got to try it. You got to see what's out there.
Well, but I mean,
I think
he knows too much.
I'll tell you the place I like going that nobody likes going. The Peninsula Yacht Club, right? Like, to me, they got a new manager, and his guy's
That's private,
Adam.
so.
And Adam used to work for me. And Adam's like, really? He's like, man, I'm so glad I work for you because I saw exactly what you did. And he's got his people. I said, be honest with you, Adam, I come here because it is an hour for the food. Like, I need an hour and a half to go somewhere. So to me, going there, looking at the water, it doesn't matter. But some people go there and they're so critical where, like, I'm telling you when you get here, this is my spot. Look at the water. Enjoy the boats. Enjoy whatever you eat. It's going to be 15, 20 minutes, and have fun with it. Like at the club, you were aboard. You were aboard. Were you ever aboard?
No, just a committee member.
Yeah, I was on the committee. They kicked me off.
Yeah, the
That's
best,
a whole nother story.
The best
I'm
guy
sure.
we had in the restaurant business.
No, they really
knows
did.
what's right and
Because
wrong.
I kept,
He kept correcting them.
I kept complaining about they were over serving people, and I said after what happened to Doug Herbert's kids, God bless, because my last name's Herbert. You just never know. You're going to over. They always say they're only 5 minutes away. What's it matter? They're giving people triples at the bar. I'm like, you should not do that. You should give them 2 ounces, whatever it is. And they got mad about that. And then they got mad. I knew the P&L really well, so I knew what they were. And then finally, I just never forget today. You don't have to come back. I never forget that because what's his name was scared. He was scared that I knew more than him, and that's the thing about So you talk about going out to eat. I don't know. I like places that are safe. I eat safe. I know Fernando at Zapata's like.
Oh, it's the best.
You know what? Zapata's like, you talk to him and he's an owner, and I've raised those damn beverage prices 3 times up there. They were $1.99. I'm like, dude, you got to go to $2.99. I'm telling you, dude. Then it was $2.25. Then he went to. It's everybody from the Peninsula. A lot of people in there are like.
No one's looking at the price.
Yeah, I know he's really looking at it, but I mean, I like going other places. But
Speaking of the menu, what's your favorite? Is there an item that you are most proud of on your menu?
if I want to get fat Cajun chicken pasta, no doubt.
I want that.
That
I want
is my favorite.
It is.
Yeah.
Southwestern chicken ravioli.
Yeah,
Mix so bad.
Yeah, I got to get that back.
Oh man, I want.
You
that
know what's
back.
funny? Because of you, I've been ordering the spinach ravioli.
Yeah, it's good too.
Oh my gosh, I eat
good.
that a lot now.
It's
I need to
good.
eat that today.
Yeah, it's good.
I changed Ryan right now. It's obviously I'm trying to taking some medicine, slow my metabolism, and trying to eat chopped salads. But
I had the chopped salad today.
yeah, and the truffle fries are really good.
They look good.
So what else you got there, Brent? You got anything?
I don't think so. No. Yeah, Brent.
Brett.
This guy. Yeah.
Well, we were on CW, but they closed shop over there.
They did. September.
But we're
September
working
1.
on being on another TV
Is that the
show.
local CW affiliate?
Yeah.
Closed shop.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing something. What are they doing, Brent?
I don't think they really know what they're doing.
And I'll tell you,
To
I
be
give you
honest.
feedback. When you said, "Hey, would you be on?" So when I work in shop restoring this car, on Saturdays the Xfinity race is on CW.
Yeah.
You guys would lead up to a
right.
practice or a qualifying.
Yeah.
So I would be in my shop seeing the podcast on there, and I watched one when Fernelli was on or something. And I text him. I'm like, this is cool.
We're going to be
Good
on
for
again.
you.
We're not done. We're not.
Yeah,
we're
on
not-
any network. That was pretty
I
neat.
mean, the most positive thing about the podcast is nobody said
We're
no.
on Facebook Marketplace today.
We're no.
Should be
No.
CNBC or something here,
Hey, Selena.
Good to have her as a sponsor.
No, I mean, we're going to get back on some. I'm working with a radio station right now and a TV station. So,
Well, to me, the podcast thing is just an extension of your relationships. What you have built through all the years of ownership and having this place and people supporting you, it's just an extension of it.
like next week, we're going to have Nick Sanchez. I don't know him, so that's the harder ones. I have to really. That's when I really have to go into the.
He's, I believe, 3-time winner of the off-access 500.
He's fast.
So-
he's
there you go.
fast.
Yeah.
Ask him his superstitions. Is he superstitious for us a race? Does he do a certain,
I might just have you on with us. Bob.
There you go.
Sounds like
Since your other guy's probably still gonna be on vacation up in Maine.
yeah, man, we don't know.
The mental side of a driver is so intriguing to me on what their
That's good.
routines are.
Yeah.
If you take do you fly to races and you feel better? Do you drive? What's your mental state when you show up to a track? Do you already know you're going to be fast right out of the gate, no matter the car setup or not? Certain tracks you just feel that that comfort of like no matter what they're going to put in the car, I'm going to kick ass. It doesn't matter. And like one of those is this weekend, like Eric Jones, right? Darlington. He's always fast at Darlington. You know what team he's drove for? He's always up front. I bet you.
We need him for our fantasy.
Well, I know Sasha. Shout out to Sasha. She's his PR girl. So and obviously Melissa Donahue and Pat Donahue. So that's how that. But I asked Sasha if I could get him on, and that's how.
There's a story with Patrick. So when I drove for the truck series for Woodard, Patrick was the crew chief putting that deal together. Wow. And so my relationship with Patrick from the Bickfords, the Gordon era, is how I got the opportunity to drive for Rick. And then, unfortunately, when Rick and his current wife decided to split at the time, Patrick saw the writing on the wall, got the opportunity to go crew chief for Aaron and Ray in their truck series. So then I was still signed up to drive for it. But that's connection to Patrick and Rick and Rick Woodard.
What's her name got now in her hands? Jeez.
It's like
I'm watching her
a
right there.
picture or something. Uh-oh.
She went and got it. Oh my gosh.
She's running back here.
This is our last thing. And she did get it. Wow.
She's about 3 feet taller with those shoes.
I guess she went and got it.
Oh no!
Oh wow!
You know what?
Look
That might
we
be.
got.
That's.
Come on, Miss America, bring us the.
Wow!
Look at this.
Look at that.
Where's
Number
that?
25.
How do we show that on TV?
All right, that's in
Yeah,
Martinsville.
Hey, if you go
There
to
you go.
YouTube Live, you can see it.
There you
straight
go.
Up. Is
That's
that on
awesome.
TV? You got to get on TV though. Here.
Look, this is single days.
Put it be on
right?
Yeah,
Single days.
Look at that.
I was gonna
Renee,
say,
how
can,
do you get
we
over
can get
here?
it with this camera real quick.
Which way?
Actually, just stay right where you were is probably fine. Yep.
That is great.
But look at my picture. I look so damn good, dude. God darn.
It's probably
Full
because
head
we were
of
so
hair.
slow.
I was
The
so
camera
good,
could
dude.
capture it.
I was like 14% body fat.
Who was
back
doing
then.
your hair back then? Right?
Some girl, probably.
I need to go see the dentist. Who's that tooth?
Oh
tooth guy?
man,
Yeah,
that's great. I think that's at Martinsville.
yeah.
Okay.
That was an awesome.
See, it's like a golfer. I don't know if you. So I came over and saw John at his office, and you guys redid your office. It's
you see it?
spectacular. Have you seen his office?
You gotta come in, Ron.
It is.
Come check it out. Top
is
of your
neat.
street.
Brent
Brent has seen it. I don't know if
I've
Brett
been
has
there.
seen it, but
And
Brent's
so
seen it.
they have pictures like this, and it's just a habit. Unfortunately, like a golfer, I don't know if you're a racer, but you can look at a picture and be like, "That's Charlotte, that's Vegas, that's Daytona, that's Martinsville," and
Or that helmet was whichever year.
right. You kind of know it. And so when I saw John's office, it was neat to see the pictures, but you're like, it's just a habit.
And we were on a lot of. I mean, that truck was a lot like for sponsorship, and I got to look at his girls. Rick, I mean, we had some.
Not
good
mine.
times.
No. Happily married, 15 years. Not mine.
I know.
Not mine.
I'm not saying that in front of Brett. I don't say that for Jessica. I'm just saying, no, we love Jessica. We don't talk about women on this show at all.
So that was 2006.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Thanks,
Well,
Ron.
we're
It's
ready.
gone a long time,
Good to see Dodge back.
right?
Absolutely.
I don't even.
Right?
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have 5 trucks. Colleague Racing's gonna have 5 teams or something. I think I heard or
Something like that.
Yeah.
No, I
Maybe
heard
you
a
go
couple
back.
of female drivers, I think, are jumping
that's a
in there.
big
Oh,
deal.
where
So,
at?
little
Hey, now
TV
you
show to follow
sparked
it or
Ron's
something.
attention.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have another show talking about Angela Cope when I did that stuff. We need to have Angela and Amber on here. So that
There we go.
When I sponsored that. The good thing about Amber and Angela, they spun out a little bit, and so you got a lot of TV time. Yeah, so they were really good. I tell you what, good people, family, and everything. But I mean, that's sport. That's what I liked about the sport back in the day. When you had the Derek Copes of the world, and those people in there, and Hermie Sadler. I mean, Hermie Sadler rode a Cup car, so But I guess we're time to tune off, dude. I mean, it's
Yeah.
that time.
No, great show.
Brett.
The talk was fun.
Yeah, Brett. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Chrissy hasn't sold a hat all week, by the way. Her job's in jeopardy.
Well, we can still sell that one. He still got the tag.
I know.
on.
See, I'm wearing the hat today, though.
You got that in. By the way, we clean them up and reuse them. Like this hat? Okay, it's going to go to him. Right, there you go. That's your hat, by the way. I got to figure out how to do my hair.
Yeah,
Is the sticker still on
pre-warned,
it?
it's,
Put Ronnie hats
it's,
back on.
it's $5
You
cheaper.
take that hat. You got that hat. I'll put a Ronnie hat on.
Oh, this has been good.
Thanks for having us.
Well, my hair. Oh, well. Sorry, girls.
Where do we send our sponsorship check in?
Yeah, we thought we'd get sponsored, by the way. Show's cost me a little bit. Are we done? Let's go.
We're done. We're done. Great show. Thanks, guys.
Hey,
Ron, it's another fantastic evening at Red Rocks. I love coming to your restaurant. The friendly service, the atmosphere, this place has it all.
Well, we have something for everyone, Mike. We can have a steak, you can have pasta, we have seafood, we have a kids menu. We have everything you need.
Well, thanks, Ron. Really appreciate you.
Red Rocks Cafe, newly renovated, your complete dining experience.
Hey, Austin.
Hey guys, mind if I sit with you?
Absolutely.
What should I do with this?
Put it over there by my two.